He sheltered the exiled alien twins. Years later, they came back leading armies, demanding his hand. The frontier colonies were quiet in those days, quiet in the way deserts are quiet, full of silence, but never truly safe. Elias Dane had made his life here, among broken machinery and stubborn settlers. He was a mechanic, a wanderer who'd finally found peace on a barren moon where storms howled louder than men. He fixed water pumps, patched broken hulls, and minded his own business. But one stormy night, when lightning split the sky violet and the winds clawed at his homestead, he found them. 2 girls. No older than 12, maybe 13. Their skin shimmered faintly under the rain, scales that caught the lightning's flash. Their eyes were the same shade of silver, luminous and sharp. They were half-starved, wrapped in torn cloaks, trembling as they huddled at his doorstep. Elias had heard stories of alien exiles, royal offspring cast out when dynasties fell, hunted by assassins and forgotten by empires. He looked down at them, knowing what they were, and he knew the risk of letting them in. But he opened the door anyway. Inside, he said simply, offering a rough blanket. No one should be left in that storm. They hesitated, then stepped in together, silent as shadows. He fed them warm broth, patched their wounds, and gave them a dry corner to sleep. They never gave their names that night. Only gratitude whispered in alien tongues before exhaustion claimed them. The beginning, the years of silence. For months, they lived under his roof. He learned their names at last, Kaylin and Saria. Twins, though different in temperament. Kaylin was fierce, restless, her eyes always scanning the horizon for threats. Saria was gentler, thoughtful, but her silence carried weight, like she measured every word before she spoke. They never explained why they had been exiled, though Elias pieced together fragments. Their dynasty had collapsed. Rivals had risen. A curse of betrayal and politics had left them fugitives. Elias asked no more than they wished to share. He taught them instead how to mend broken tools, how to ride the storm walkers that trudged across the sands, how to cook the rough bread of settlers. Slowly, they laughed again. Slowly, they trusted him. But nothing lasts forever. One night, ships descended, hunters who tracked royal bloodlines. Elias woke to the roar of engines and the glare of searchlights. The twins were gone from their beds, stolen into the night. He fought, but he was only a man with an old rifle against armored soldiers. By dawn, he was left bleeding in the sand, his home in ruins. The twins were gone, and for 15 long years, he saw no sign of them again. The return. Life moved on. The colony grew, shrank, and grew again. Elias rebuilt his workshop. He grew older, his hair touched with gray. He buried the memory of the twins deep, though sometimes he still set 2 plates at the table out of habit, only to put them away again with a sigh. Then came the day the sky filled with warships. The settlers panicked, fearing invasion. Vast armadas descended, banners of alien script glowing on their hulls. Soldiers disembarked, disciplined, fierce, armored in black and silver. But no attack came. Instead, the armies encircled the settlement, forming ranks as if awaiting ceremony. And down the central causeway strode 2 figures. They were no longer children. Kaylin and Saria, now grown into warriors. Their scaled skin gleamed like polished metal, their silver eyes harder than before. They wore crowns of battle-forged steel and cloaks that rippled with symbols of command. Each carried a blade that pulsed faintly with energy, heirlooms of a dynasty reborn. The colonists fell to their knees, whispering in fear and awe. Elias stood in the crowd, frozen. His breath caught when their eyes found him. Together, The twins walked straight to him. "You sheltered us once," Kaelin said, her voice sharp but trembling. "When we were nothing, you gave us life." "You saved us when no one else would," Saria added, softer, her gaze searching his face. "And we have not forgotten." Behind them, thousands of soldiers dropped to one knee in unison, saluting him as though he were a king. Elias's voice cracked. What is this?" Kaelin's eyes burned. "We reclaimed our throne. We rebuilt our armies. And now we return to claim what is ours." Saria stepped forward, her hand brushing his. "You, Elias Dane, our bondmate, by our law, by our choice. You are ours as we are yours." The settlement erupted in gasps. The conflict. Elias staggered back, overwhelmed.
"No,
I'm just a mechanic. I'm no king, no warrior." Kaelin's jaw tightened. "You are more. You stood against soldiers to protect us. You gave us warmth when we were hunted. That is worth more than crowns." Saria's voice was steadier, but her eyes glistened. "We have waited 15 years to return for you. Do not turn us away." Elias's heart warred within him. He remembered the girls he had once sheltered, fragile and frightened. Now they stood as queens of armies, offering him a place at their side. But with them came danger. To accept meant stepping into politics, into wars that stretched across galaxies. To refuse might wound them beyond repair. That night, he sat alone beneath the stars, staring at the vast fleet above. He was still a man of simple tools, yet destiny had entwined him with something far larger. And as dawn broke, he made his choice. The revelation. Elias met them in the great hall their soldiers had erected from gleaming alloy. The twins waited, armored, but their eyes betrayed uncertainty. "I can't be what you want me to be," he said slowly. "But I can be what I have always been. Someone who chooses you. Not because of your crowns, not because of your armies, but because of who you are." Kaelin's fierce facade cracked, her lips trembling. Saria's tears finally fell. Elias stepped forward, resting his hands on theirs. "If that is enough for you, then I'll walk with you, wherever this path leads." The hall shook with the roar of soldiers, the cry of banners unfurled. The twins embraced him, one on each side, their strength nearly crushing. For 15 years they had carried exile, pain, and ambition. Now they carried him too. The ending, a new dynasty. The years that followed reshaped the galaxy. With Elias at their side, not as a king, not as a ruler, but as bondmate and counselor, the twins forged an empire unlike any before. Kaelin led in war, her fury unmatched, her enemies broken. Saria led in peace, her wisdom steady, her people flourishing. And Elias grounded them both. He reminded them of storms survived in a broken shack, of bread shared on weary nights, of laughter found in exile. Their bond was not forged in politics but in memory, in choice, in love that defied the weight of crowns. In time, the galaxy ceased to whisper of the curse of exile. Instead, it sang of the dynasty reborn, not by blood alone, but by the hand of a lone human who had once opened his door on a stormy night. And whenever the twins stood before their armies, they did so with Elias between them, the mechanic who had sheltered them, the bondmate they had returned to claim.